Hi, my name is Dr. Dave Elwell, and I'm going to give you a tip. This is actually the second in a series of tips specifically about how to make your visit with a physician or any kind of a health care provider most effective for you. As you know, nowadays the amount of time that you're able to spend with a provider is getting smaller and smaller, and it's really important that you're able to convey to them exactly what your problem is. And I call it telling your story. And if you think about it from our side, sometimes it's pretty tough for us to get that story. I frequently will stop, for example, a young person who's not seasoned at this and say, let me give you a couple tips on how to do this. And it'll affect the rest of your life in terms of how you get content and value back from your healthcare provider. Because, for example, an 18-year-old may come into the emergency room where I'm there to take care of them, and I'll say, so what can I do for you today? What brings you here? And they will sometimes say, abdominal pain. And I'll say, really? What about the abdominal pain? It hurts. Okay, where does it hurt? In my belly. You see, you can see where it's kind of hard for me to figure out how to help them. So what I'll do is I'll stop them and I'll say, let me tell you how to give your story. And what you need to do is you need to be very specific about what the problem is, and then you need to give them a timeline. So what might be more helpful is to say, well, I've had abdominal pain. It started 2 days ago. Now what I need to know is, how did it start? Well, it started just after I had dinner, and it kind of kept me up on and off all night. It kind of came and went. Now I have, when did it start? How long has it been going on? Keeps you up at night. That's actually significant as I'm trying to form a diagnostic impression. And then it was still there tomorrow, or the next day. In fact, it was worse. So in my mind, okay, it's getting worse. It started out more in my back, and now it's right there. I have the diagnosis. You've got a gallbladder problem, or at least I have a leading diagnosis. You have stepped me right through your problem into a diagnosis, and now I can examine you and try to either ask more questions to get clarification and try to prove my theory in my mind about what's going on, and if I have to, do some tests to help substantiate that. But it all goes back to the story, and the better that you can tell me about your story of that particular acute problem, the better I can help you. And this is Dr. Dave's tip, and I would like to say that you can find the series of these tips and many more on YouTube, but very soon there will be a website called vitapillars.com, and these tips will be included as part of the Vita tips that you can access and get lots of different information about particular healthcare issues. And I appreciate you coming. This is Dr. Dave wishing you health and happiness.